Hello everyone. So in today's lecture we are going to study linear programming problem solution with the help of two-phase method. As we have seen, two-phase method is applicable where we are having constraints equation in greater than equals to form or equals to form, or my b's which is the right hand side of constraint equation is negative. So here I am having constraints equations which are is in equals to form. So first step in simplex method, any type of simplex method, is to convert my objective function in maximization form. Okay, so first I am going to convert my minimization function in maximization with the help of multiplying it with -1. Okay, so now my objective function is in maximization form. This thing I have already discussed, that if you have any function in minimization form which is having any minimum value at x, then to convert into maximization you simply multiply your function with negative sign, means -1. So you will get a maximization function for the same value, same optimal value, you will have your maximum value. Okay, so now my new objective function I am considering z dash, which is equals to negative of z, and it is equals to -x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3. Okay, so that's my new objective function. Next thing is I have to convert given inequalities into equality constraints. These are already in equality form, but we have seen that in two-phase simplex method we have to convert equalities with the help of artificial variable. Why we are using artificial variable? To convert our basic matrix in identity matrix form. Okay, so my first constraint equation is -2x1 plus x2 plus 3x3, and I will add one artificial variable, that is a1 for this equation, which will make my equation equals to 2. Similarly, I will have plus 2(1) plus 3x2 plus 4x2, 0 with a1 and 1 with a2, which will give me equals to 1. Here my second artificial variable value is coefficient is 0. So that's how I converted inequalities in equality constraints. Here it is already in equality form, but we are adding artificial variable to use my two-phase simplex method. Now third step is to form an objective function of auxiliary problem. Okay, in which we have seen that we will convert all the decision variable coefficients as 0 and artificial variable coefficient as -1. So my new objective function is z dash, which is equals to 0x1, coefficient of decision variable as 0, and coefficient of artificial variable as -1. Okay, so that's my new auxiliary problem. Now next thing is to do the phase 1, form a table in phase 1 of two-phase method. Okay, so first table we are going to form, where I am having artificial variable as my basic variable a1 and a2. You will see that my basic variables are a1 and a2, and that basic matrix is in identity matrix. Okay, coefficients of these variable in my auxiliary problem is 0, 0, 0, -1, -1. Okay, so now we will write the coefficient of artificial variable over here. For a1 coefficient is -1 in objective function. For a2 objective function variable coefficient is -1. Okay, and if I put the decision variable as 0, I will get artificial variable as a1 as 2 and a2 as 1 when x1 is 0, x2 is 0 and x3 is 0. Okay, so these are my non-basic variable, these are my basic variable values. Okay, so what are their values? Their value is 2 and 1, and from this two constraint equation I will form my matrix. which are the coefficient of these variables. So x1 coefficient is -2, x2 coefficient is 1, x3 coefficient is 3. For a1 it is 1, a2 it is 0, then it is 2, 3, 4, 0 and 1. Okay, so with the help of these coefficient values of variables, we have filled these matrix. Okay, now first step is to identify my z star value. Okay, its value is -2, -1 into -2 is -2, -1 into -1 is -1, sum of them is -3. Okay, now we are going to calculate our delta g's. So first we will see the optimal condition. Optimal condition says that if my maximum function value z star value is less than equals to 0, then it is non-feasible solution. Okay, and if it is greater than or equals to 0, then we will proceed to second step. But here it is less than 0, so it's a non-feasible solution, and we will again make a new table. For new table we need an incoming variable, an outgoing variable and pivot element. So first, how we will get incoming variable? As in simplex table, we will calculate the delta z, delta j value. Delta j is -2 into minus 1 into -2 is 2, and -1 into 2 is -2. Sum of them is 0, and cj value is 0, so its value is 0. Now here it is -1 into 1 is 1, -1, -3 in -1 into 3 is -3, and cj is 0, so it is -4. Similarly, -3 -4 will give me -7, cj is 0. Okay, -1 is -1. Okay, and -1 into 0 is 0, plus 1, negative will become 1, so it will be 0. Similarly, -1 into 0 is 0, -1 into 1 is 1, -1 plus 1 will again give me 0. So now next step is to find out what is my incoming variable. As we have seen in simplex method, incoming variable is a variable which is having minimum negative delta j value. So minimum negative delta j value over here is -7. Okay, so with respect to that, x3 is my incoming variable. Okay, now what we are going to find out is outgoing variable. For outgoing variable, we will see the value of minimum ratio, which is xb by your incoming variable. Incoming variable coefficient is x3 and its coefficients are 3 and 4. So we will divide 2 with 3. You will get value as 0.67. Similarly, 1 divided by 4 will give you 0.25. Now what is outgoing variable? Outgoing variable is non-negative minimum ratio. So this is non-negative minimum ratio. Okay, so A2 is my outgoing variable. Now what is my pivot element? Pivot element is intersection of outgoing row and incoming column. That is, this element is my pivot element. So with the help of these three, we are going to make our new simplex table. Okay, in new simplex table, my basic variable A2 is replaced with incoming variable, that is x3. Then what is the coefficient? Coefficients will remain same: 0, 0, 0, -1, -1. A1 coefficient and objective function is -1. Z3 coefficient is 0, so it will become 0. Now we will see the pivot element and make pivot row element equals to 1. So to make it equals to 1, this 4, we will divide 4 with 4. So whole row I will divide with 4. So my new value is what? we can calculate here new pivot row is R2 dash is equals to old pivot divided by 4. Okay, so what is old R2? R2 is 1 2 3 4 0 1. Divide whole row with 4 and you will get your elements, that is 1 by 4. 2 divided by 4 is 1 by 2. 3 divided 4 is 3 by 4. Then 4 divided by 4 is 1. This will become 0 and here I am having 1 by 4. So this is my new pivot row, 1 by 4. Now how we will get new R1? New R1 you will get by applying an operation of, I will just clear it. So new R1 is old R1 minus pivot element, that is 3 into pivot new pivot row, that is R2 dash. Okay, so old R1 is 2 minus 2 1 3 1 0. This whole row over here is my old R1. Then minus 3 into your new pivot element. Multiply whole this row with 3 and you will get 3 into R1 R2 dash. Okay, so that will be 3 by 4 3 by 2 9 by 4 3 0 and 3 by 4. Now subtract these rows, you will get your new elements. So new element value is 2 minus 3 by 4 is plus 5 by 4. Here minus 2 minus 3 by 2 is minus 7 by 2. Then 1 minus 9 by 4 is minus 5 by 4. This 3 minus 3 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 3 by 4 is minus 3 by 4. Okay, so this is my new simplex table for phase 1. Now we will again see what is the Z star value. Z star value is minus 1 into 5 by 4. This will become 0. So this is minus 5 by 4. Okay, so again my Z is less than 0, so it's a non-feasible solution. We will again move to see what is incoming or outgoing variable. So again we are going to find delta J. So again minus 1 into minus 7 by 2 will give you positive 7 by 2 and Cj value is 0, and this whole row will have no effect on this element, because when you multiply 0 with any element you will get 0 itself. Okay, so here it is 7 by 2, here minus 1 into minus 5 by 4 is plus 5 by 4 because Cj value is 0. Then minus 1 into 0 is 0. Minus 1 into 1 is minus 1 and plus 1 will give you 0. Here it is minus 3 by 4, minus will become plus 3 by 4 minus 1 is plus 1. So it is 7 by 4. Now for incoming variable we have to find out minimum negative delta J value. Okay, so what is that? Over here if you will see, no value is negative, so I am having no incoming variable. So this is my solution for this optimization problem. Since it is not feasible solution, so my Z dash is 5 by 4 and Z value is minus 5 by 4, and since Z dash this is negative value, so it is a feasible solution we are getting for this problem. My solution is not feasible. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve any optimization problem with the help of two-phase simplex method. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.